Hey, it's Niclas, K-pop Multistan for Better Health, and oh boy, here we are. It's finally time for my next rated album review, and today we are rating every single song on ARIRANG by BTS. It's been 1 week since the release, and I have a lot of things to say about the album, its songs, BTS themselves, and even their fans. And honestly, I feel like there's way more to say than what I am going to say, which is why I will purposely not go as deep into some things, as it would implode the video length and is better suited for a separate video. Let me just say this before we get into the songs. I'm a very honest person. If I like something, I like it. If I dislike something, I dislike it. And that is not affected by the general popularity of an artist. There's many other reactors and reviewers out there, especially when it comes to groups like BTS and Blackpink, that will only say positive things and overreact at anything because it earns them support from the group's huge fandoms. When I rate something, when I review something, you will get my 100% honest opinion. I don't tone down my thoughts because of big numbers, I don't sugarcoat things because of sensitive fans, nor am I trying to adjust my personal opinion so that it aligns with the mass. This is my review, so you will get my subjective opinion. Lastly, I do want to mention one thing that is different when it comes to BTS in comparison to other groups, and that are my expectations. My expectations for many groups out there are high, because I think very highly of their music and they've released some of my favorite songs ever. My expectations for BTS are high because they're factually the biggest K-pop artist out there, because their numbers are ridiculously gigantic, and because anything they do gets overhyped by their fans. And what raises those expectations even further is the fact that I believe BTS and their music have always been overrated. Don't get me wrong, I don't think they're terrible by any means. They have a lot of great and even amazing songs, but also a lot of songs that are either forgettable, generic, boring, just okay, or simply nothing special. Alongside the fact that I, like mentioned, see dozens of more enjoyable groups out there that have better songs, better vocals, better rap, plus better, more interesting production. They, like mentioned, have a couple of amazing songs, but they're overall sitting in the 60s when it comes to my most streamed artists. Like, in my opinion, the quality of the discography has never reflected the numbers they've been achieving. Especially as I believe there's so many better discographies out there. And like I said, I could draw this out a whole lot more. I could go into detail as to why I think BTS got as popular as they did, which, spoiler, I don't think is because of their music, but then, like mentioned, can all be talked about in a separate video down the road. I just feel like it was important to mention that my opinion of BTS and my expectations given their success and the way ARMY's overhyping anything they do obviously plays a factor in my overall thoughts and criticism on the new album and the way I engage with it as a release. And with all of that being said, and one last look at the very self-explanatory rating scale, let's get into ARIRANG by BTS. Body to Body, a very strong opener. Dope beat, high energy, great verses, great pre-chorus, a kinda underwhelming chorus though, and after such a long build-up in the end, where we do the ARIRANG folk song, the payoff should have been longer than 10 seconds. Like, you need at least another 20 seconds there at the end. As mentioned, a strong opener that is close to being amazing, 7.75 out of 10. Hooligan. Yeah. This song ain't it, bro. The whole Hooligan stuff is quite weird and awkward, if not even cringe, to say the least. It's something I would expect from rookie BTS in 2014, not grown-up man that went to the military. The industrial beat is also just kinda whatever. The vocal part saved the song for below a rating, but this track is still a skip, and therefore 4 out of 10. Aliens. This song unfortunately feels all over the place. The rap sections are forgettable, the vocal mixing is too over the top, and besides a cool beat, it's overall just nothing special. Like, there's so many better hip-hop songs in K-pop, and even BTS themselves have done this sound much better before. It's really just okay, but still a skip. 4.75 out of 10. Fire. This song is sadly not my style at all. Not even the genre itself. The beat and tempo is honestly dope, but again, the absolute over-the-top production of the voices, which on quality studio headphones like this, makes it genuinely weary to listen to. Which is sadly not unusual for BTS in the vocal line. Like, they have great voices, okay, but it really ends up being dependent on how the vocals are mixed that day, and another reason why the discography is so hit or miss for me. Some songs they sound great and on point, and then you have songs like this and others where it's just too much editing. Another skip from me, 4.5 out of 10. 2.0. the weakest song on the album. So far. Trust me, it gets worse. Production is once again really messy and weary on the ears. This flow and tempo does not suit them at all, and it's honestly just a repetitive filler track that isn't going anywhere. Like, this is something you throw on a throwaway mixtape, not your massive comeback album. The song isn't just a skip, it's really damn meh. 3 out of 10. Then we have number 29, which serves as an interlude, which actually is quite meaningful. It's the resonant tolling of some divine bell. Like, it's something I skip and don't listen to because, you know, it's not a song, it's mostly just quietness, but at least there is a meaning there that makes sense instead of the album being called ARIRANG. Which reminds me though that other than this interlude and the opening track featuring the ARIRANG folk song, nothing about this album feels particularly Korean. Like, BTS and the music has generally been catering more towards the Western charts and sounds since Dynamite, so I'm not surprised the majority of this comeback also feels this way. I just don't understand why you would then call it ARIRANG and put such a massive focus onto Korean culture and the promotions, which by the way included whitewashing Howard University, if you're just gonna make a very westernized pop album. Like, I don't understand the promotional strategy here. Either way, this interlude does at least start a shift in album quality as we get to the title track, Swim. And honestly, pretty damn amazing. In my initial reaction, I was kinda underwhelmed given it was the title track for the big comeback, and it's just a pretty short, rather typical generic pop song. But it really works. The chorus is super catchy and stuck with me. The instrumental is very nice and enjoyable. There's thankfully no weird flows, no weird lyrics, no overrated vocals. Production wise, everything feels on point. It's ultimately nothing memorable or special, and it's, like mentioned, a very safe song with title track choice that is very obviously catered towards the charts. And it easily needed another 30 seconds to be incredible, but it's... And it easily needed another 30 seconds to be incredible, but it's honestly still pretty damn amazing. I ended up enjoying this song way more than I thought at first, and it's one of the best songs on the album. 8.5 out of 10. Merry Go Round. We continue with another genuinely great song. I think I actually like this more on first listen than on replay, simply because it was the first genuinely interesting song on the album at this point. I still like it a lot, but definitely ended up enjoying other songs more. Either way, tasteful autotune, smooth vibes, the track takes its time and doesn't rush anything, which makes it a really satisfying listening experience. Amazing song, 8 out of 10. Normal. Another amazing song, okay? The beats stay simple to put the focus on the voices, and look at that, this time we don't overedit their vocals, and they sound amazing. The song is nothing unique, but completely works. The chorus is powerful and memorable, making it an overall very enjoyable track, which earns it a rating of 8.25 out of 10. Like Animals, another amazing song. The second half of the album is so much better. A slow and powerful, full English rock ballad with a very satisfying outro to wrap things up. This style and sound suits them so much more than the over-the-top stuff in the first half. Another amazing track that also earns a rating of 8.25 out of 10. They don't know about us. We had an amazing streak, but this one is kinda weird. I love Jimin's voice in the chorus and the general vibe is great, but that yeah, ooh, damn right part just feels super out of place. And Suga's verse is once again way too auto-tuney. Like I said earlier, BTS is very hit or miss for me, which includes the rap line, and especially Suga. Yeah, there's songs where his verses are great and on point, and then there's songs like this where his flows just all over the place, and his verse becomes the weakest section of the entire track. Overall, the song is honestly quite forgettable and just feels too unpolished for me to consider it good. Therefore, it's just okay, and earns a rating of 5.75 out of 10. One More Night. Great song despite too many vocal filters again for my liking, but especially that Suga part is once again just... ugh. It sounds terrible. You can barely even tell it's him, nor can you understand a single word of what he's saying. Mumble rap sucks no matter who does it, and this Suga verse simply sucks as well, and kinda drags down the whole thing on re-listens. Otherwise, the song's great, the beat and vibes are fun, earning it a rating of 7 out of 10. A rating that could be much higher with more ear-friendly audio mixing and Suga's signature rap that is actually listenable. Please. Now this is a vibe and arguably the best chorus on the entire album. Please is simple but on point, the vibes are super chill and fresh, Jimin and Jungkook especially sound so good in the chorus, and all the rap verses are on point, especially ROM's part are super dope this time around. Alongside Swim, Please is the best track on the album from me, which means another rating of 8.5 out of 10. Into the Sun. And here we are with the already infamous final track. If you watch my reaction video, then you know I genuinely hate this song. It's one of my least favorite tracks I ever reacted to in these past nearly 6 years. The audio mixing and auto-tune usage in the song is mind-blowingly horrifying. I genuinely cannot believe dozens of people are credited on this track, listened to the final product and said, yeah, this sounds awesome. Dude, number 29, that bell ringing interlude, which is basically just silence, got more streams than this song. People would rather listen to silence than this auto-tune ear penetration. And the worst part about it all, without the auto-tune, this song would be amazing. The rap line drops some of the best verses on the entire album, the group outro section sounds really great, but it gets all overshadowed and ruined by this idiotic decision to make majority of the song unlistenable. Like, I genuinely cannot listen to the song on studio headphones. The auto-tune is ear-gratingly horrendous. I really never thought that I would have to do this, especially not in just the second rated album review on this channel, but I have no other choice than to rate the song a 0 out of 10. I genuinely hate what they did with the song. I genuinely hate how they ruined a potentially amazing song for no fucking reason. You could argue that I could give the song a 0.5 or a 1 because some sections of the song are like mentioned great, but I hate this production choice so much to the point where I have no other choice but to give it the lowest rating possible. It's one of my least favorite tracks I've ever reacted to and one of my least favorite K-pop songs of all time. What a genuine shame. Overall thoughts on the album. ARIRANG by BTS is a roller coaster in quality. It features some of the worst songs in the group's discography, including one of my least favorite K-pop songs ever, and even the songs that are genuinely amazing and enjoyable do not come close to the quality of previous releases. Like, even the songs that I find to be amazing or ultimately nothing that is necessarily exciting or memorable, they're either fun pop songs or solid slower tracks, which hundreds of other authors have done it better and more interesting in the past, including themselves. Plus, the album experience as a whole, so listening to it from start to finish, went literally like this. From a great opener, to 4 really weak songs in a row, to 4 of the best songs in a row, to ending the whole thing with the worst song. In terms of music quality, ARIRANG isn't setting any new highs for the group, while simultaneously setting new lows. It's without a doubt one of the weakest BTS albums to date, maybe even the worst, featuring some of the worst songs in the discography, and there's definitely many better K-pop albums out there, especially in 2026, just this month alone. ARIRANG is overall forgettable. It did not live up to the comeback hype, and also does not live up to its sales and streams. I mean, it literally didn't matter what songs they put on this album. It had like 3 million one-day sales, and the nearly silent interlude got over 20 million streams. The album was gonna sell and break records regardless of quality, slowly due to hype, and slowly due to ARMY buying and supporting anything they do, no matter what, a result of the parasocial relationship built between the group and fandom. Which, as I mentioned earlier, is a topic worth a separate video. So, what overall rating would I give ARIRANG by BTS? Looking at my rating scale, which features keywords going through my mind while listening and reviewing, that makes deciding on the ratings a whole lot easier, I think it's safe to say that the album is definitely above a 4. There were too many enjoyable songs you need to consider it a skip or worse. ARIRANG is definitely not one of my all-time favorite albums, it's definitely not incredible, and due to its roller coaster quality, I can definitely also not consider it to be amazing or great. That leaves 2 options. Is ARIRANG at least good? Or is it just okay? Keeping in mind that the album features 7 songs that range from great to amazing, while also featuring 6 songs that range from just okay, to skip, to meh, to genuine ear pain, it's more than logical to meet in the remaining middle. That means ARIRANG is definitely better than a rating of 5, aka close to skippable / barely okay, and that by a considerable enough amount to also be higher than 5.25. But ARIRANG is definitely also too flawed and features too many weak songs to be considered a 5.75, aka being very close to a rating of 6, aka good, which means the overall album rating for ARIRANG by BTS is a 5.5 out of 10. The album is really just okay. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not terrible, It's not awful, it's not one of the worst albums ever like some claim it to be, but it's also far from being great, far from being amazing, and very far from being one of the best albums ever like others claim it to be. It's really just okay. And with that, this shall be it with my rated album review for ARIRANG by BTS. If you enjoyed it, leave a like down below to show me that you did. What do you think? What are your thoughts? What are your ratings for each song on the album overall? Drop it all down below in the comments. And as always, if you enjoy what I'm doing, if you want to support me, then gladly leave a sub or join to become a channel member and support me even further. It would help me a lot. Like I mentioned, would love to make a video one day talking about the parasocialism within K-pop and how it's especially apparent when it comes to BTS and ARMY. I will obviously be reacting to many more comebacks and be doing many more rated album reviews like this in the future. Till then, it's Niclas, enjoy yourself some K-pop, and I can't wait to see you back soon on my channel.